The History of the Lemurians.
Chapter 2. The Prison Called Earth. Time, on Earth, did not flow the same. For those brought here, it was not a new world. It was a fall. The Lemurians who survived the transport felt the difference immediately. The planet's energy was dense, heavy, limited. Their crystals no longer responded the same way. Telepathy became weak. Their power was fragmented. For the first time in their existence, they were no longer superior. They were prisoners. In the shadows, the old empire had not vanished. They needed no chains. They needed no fences. The planet itself was a prison. They modified Earth's energetic field, restricting access to higher vibrations. They fragmented the memory of species. They severed the link between consciousness and truth. And so, beings who once commanded energy forgot who they were. The Lemurians blended among the first humans. Some tried to preserve the knowledge. They built temples. They hid symbols. They passed fragments of truth from generation to generation. But each generation forgot a little more. Meanwhile, Marduk was not free. Deep within Mesopotamia, in a space where time barely existed, he was kept under observation. Not in chains, but within a field of energetic control. Because the Empire knew one thing: Marduk could not be destroyed, only limited. Years passed, or perhaps centuries. To Marduk, it did not matter. He did not sleep. He did not dream. He analyzed. In silence, he began to understand the structure of the prison. Earth was not merely a planet. It was a system, a mechanism, a false equilibrium built to keep consciousness low. And then, he did something no one anticipated. He did not try to escape. He tried to adapt. Marduk fragmented his own power. He hid pieces of his consciousness in humans, in symbols, in ideas, in dreams. Without the Empire fully noticing, he began to spread, not as a body, but as a presence. At the same time, the Eternal Ones did not forget him. Even without their full powers, they sensed Marduk still existed, that he had not been destroyed. In silence, they began to organize, not as warriors, but as guardians of balance. They became what humans would later call healers, priestesses, bearers of light. But in truth, they were far more. As human civilizations began to rise, Mesopotamia became the center. There, where Marduk had been placed, the energy was different, more active, more unstable, more dangerous. And in a moment, something changed. The field that held Marduk weakened for a fraction of time. Enough. His eyes opened, for the first time in an eternity. And in that moment, he understood everything: the Empire, the Earth, the system, and his role. He had not been brought here merely to be punished. He had been brought here because he was the only one who could destroy the system from within. But there was a problem. To do this, he had to become something he had never been completely. Not only destroyer, not only creator, but balance. And that was the most difficult transformation of all. In silence, Marduk smiled for the first time. Not from anger, not from hatred, but from clarity. Because the game was not over. In fact, it was only beginning.